What's up guys, today I'm bringing you guys a shotgun aiming tutorial video. Now when it comes to aiming in general, there's a lot of things that you cannot teach for aim. Like some of it is just natural skill and just the way you play, but there are a lot of basic tips and things you guys may not know about that can help you improve your shotgun aim. With that being said, I still believe that this video can help anybody out that doesn't understand certain shotgun mechanics or just needs help aiming the shotgun in general. So starting with the first tip, which is trusting your shot. Now what I mean by trusting your shot is have a comfortable sensitivity that you wouldn't mind flicking or just aiming to the head if needed to with the shotgun. To find a good sensitivity for yourself, just mess with your settings and see what works best when it comes to building, shooting, and just aiming in general. For me, I prefer to play on a very high sensitivity just because I've always played on high sensitivities in every game that I've played. So I play with a 9 sensitivity. But for you, it could be completely different. You might like a lower sensitivity, but just know that running different sensitivities has its pros and cons. For having a lower sensitivity, you're going to have the pro of you being able to hit your shots more consistently, but you're not going to be able to flick as much as you could. And it works the other way around when having a higher sensitivity. You won't be able to hit your shots as consistently or as accurate as if you were to have a lower sensitivity, but you will be able to hit those flick shots much more often. So I'm personally really comfortable with my sensitivity, so I feel like I can do these perfectly fine. It's just finding the right sensitivity to begin with is kind of annoying, so giving the pros and cons will hopefully help you guys find your sensitivity too. Now the way this all comes back to trusting your shot is just making sure that you're not afraid to take shots that are out of the open or that don't seem like they're gonna hit. Now it may seem like a weird tip for me to say take wild shots, but that's not entirely the point. The point is a majority of the time you're gonna hit the enemy, and it could be as little as 5 damage or it could be enough to kill them. Any damage when fighting an enemy is good damage as long as they're not hitting you back. It's still really important to take smart shots. It's just that when you're in a gunfight, it's kind of hard to take as many smart shots as possible, so you want to get as much damage off as you can. This point kind of leads into my next point, which is not taking damage while using a shotgun. And the way you do that is you want to be building after every shot you take. Of course this varies based off the situation that you're put in, but the thing is there have been so many times where I've died to someone where they didn't know what they're really doing and they just killed me because I didn't build and they just one pump me in my head. Building is very important when taking shotgun shots, and I'm going to show methods to help you improve your building and shotgun shooting at the same time. But just know that building and editing go hand in hand with your shotgun plays in general. Now when it comes to methods of aiming your shotgun, it varies based on if you play PC or console. Because on console there's this thing that you can do where you can let aim assist kind of just aim to the head automatically for you as long as you're within the upper body portion of the other player. And the way you do this is if you're aiming at your enemy with a shotgun, you just want to slightly ADS for like a quick second and let the aim assist take control. I know this works on PC too, there's no aim assist, but if you aim down sights and you move from the chest to the head, it'll almost guarantee a headshot. I do this quite often and it should be a habit that you also get used to. This will especially help in making your shotgun hits more consistent. The final tip that I can give for aiming your shotgun is to use the right shoulder peek method. Now the right shoulder peek method is just using the advantage of the third person angle that you have in Fortnite. In Fortnite when you ADS, you're looking over your character model from the right side. So this is really beneficial when trying to peek your enemies. So if you're facing a wall and you're moving left to right, which means you're peeking your shoulder from the right side out, you're going to be at an advantage just because less of your body is showing on the enemy's perspective. But the thing is, you can see them more than they can see you. So I'm going to play a clip. It's a pretty old clip. I think it's from season 3 or season 4, but it's a perfect example of the right shoulder peek method.
Okay.
Now finally we're going to move on to methods and things you can do to help you improve your aim and shotgun play in general. What I like to do is put myself in situations that I would find myself in real games and do that in creative mode with my friends. So for practice, my favorite thing to do is to box myself in a 1x1 as if I'm turtling and have one of my friends on the outside pressure me and trying to kill me inside this 1x1. Now the thing is, you only have a shotgun in this and you're only allowed to sit in the box. They can replace the walls, they can do whatever they want, but you're just trying to stay alive in that 1x1. So try to stay alive by making edits and taking smart shots. Another very similar way to practice is to do the 1x1 box thing again, but instead this time it's going to be their structures built on you so they can edit it. And practicing this is a really good way of recreating an in-game situation where you're in a 1x1 and an enemy is really pressing you and replaces one of your structures with theirs and tries to edit it. This also helps timing your shotgun shots based on their edits, just because you're going to need to know perfect timing when to shoot. And I'm going to go over timing shotgun shots in just a second, but just know that this is another method to practice it. Finally, the last thing you can do to help your shotgun skill overall is to do a shotgun aiming course. Now, there's a bunch of different shotgun aiming courses out there, and you can pick and choose whatever one you like. But the one that I found to be the most useful was the course by It's Jaren. I'll leave a link to the video made by the creator if you guys want to get the code for the map. It's just that it's not my map, I didn't make it or anything, so it would feel wrong if I just use this map code in my description. So feel free to run through this entire course if you want to. I know I did a couple of times just to see what it was like, but there's a couple of things that I just want to emphasize that can really help you in in-game scenarios. The first one being is when you're above an enemy and you don't want to take any damage from them while taking shotgun shots. The way you do this is you jump, you take your shot, and then you place a floor underneath you. So what I do when I miss is I just place a flat over the area I just jumped over, and I just edit through it and shoot the lantern. The next part is probably one of the more important parts, which deals with timing your shotgun shots. And for this part, you're going to have to wait for the enemy on the other side to shoot down the wall, and then take your shots at the lantern. Try and take your shots as soon as the wall goes down, and try and get that timing down. You also have to make sure that every time the wall is knocked down, you have to put another wall back up and wait for it to get shot down again. This part is really useful when an enemy is being overly aggressive and they're not expecting you to take a shot at them when the wall is dropped. The last thing there is to practice is peeking with your shotgun. This part is towards the end of the course, and I do it kind of differently than the creator does it. What I like to do is place a flat and edit through it, then take a shot at the lantern. After that, I just do a normal peek on the dummy. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you're new.
Yeah, we kinda let it go. I gotta keep it on me. Counting all these diamonds when I'm feeling